Hello, everyone. Welcome to our review class, Basic Anatomy and Physiology, Lymphatic System. Let's welcome Mom Trix and Sir Jobel. Who would like to go first? Mom Trix?
Yes, Doc.
What four structures comprise the lymphatic system?
Organs and lymphoid tissue.
Okay. What are the three main functions of the lymphatic system?
First is returning fluid to and fat-soluble vitamins from intestines. And third is it defends the body against disease.
Okay. What I particularly like about the lymphatic system is it's the ability to defend the body against disease. Okay, but now we have learned that it can return the fluid to the bloodstream. So recycle, no? Absorbs the fat and fat-soluble vitamins coming from the intestines. A clear fluid that resembles plasma is known as blank.
The lymph.
Lymph is made up of what four components?
Water, electrolytes, waste products, and protein.
Approximately how many liters of lymph filter through from the interstitium each day? How many liters?
20
Okay, 20. True or false? Lymph is returned to the venous.
liters. True.
If the lymphatic system
True.
did not return fluid to the bloodstream, what would result?
Causes edema.
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 The thoracic duct is dumped into right or left subclavian.
The left subclavian.
True or false? Distribution of lymphatic vessels is similar to that of the arteries.
True. False.
No,
Sorry.
they're similar to
False.
the veins.
False.
Oh, hindi
False.
arteries, veins. Lymphatic blank contain pores and valves. Hello?
Capillary. Hello, Doc.
Yeah, what's the answer?
Capillaries.
Yeah, capillaries. Lymphatic capillaries drain into larger vessels that eventually drain into the venous system at the junction of blank and blank on either side.
At the junction of subclavian vein and the internal jugular vein on the either side.
The blank duct drains, obvious naman to, diba? Drains 3/4 of the body's lymph. What do you call that duct?
The left thoracic duct.
Great. Majority of the body's lymph is drained from the blank side.
The left
Yeah.
side.
The remaining lymph is drained from the blank of the body. Hello? Naririnig ba? What happened?
The right upper quadrant.
Yeah,
Right upper
RUQ.
quadrant. Nawala siya. Nawala ulit.
Wala itong
I'm back.
na ganyan ah.
Di ba mas malapit kayo dyan sa Kanlaon, Sir Jobel? Okay. Are we good? Ma'am Trix?
Ano po daw?
Oo.
Can you hear me?
What three mechanisms contribute to the movement of lymph through the body?
Contraction of skeletal muscles, changes in intrathoracic pressure, and contraction or relaxation of smooth muscles and walls of lymphatic vessels.
Great. Multiple blank are present in the lymph vessels to prevent backflow of lymph fluid. What are these? What are these structures?
Multiple valves.
Yes. True or false? Once the fluid from the right side of the body is dumped into the right subclavian vein, it is no longer lymph fluid, it is blood.
True.
True or false? Swollen tender lymph nodes mean that the lymph is active.
True.
Swollen lymph nodes that present with no tenderness upon palpation may indicate what pathology is present.
Cancer.
Okay, mas maganda pa may pain, no? May...
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay.
Scary.
Nakaka-stress. Okay. Small P-shaped patches of lymphatic tissue which filter lymph as it flows through the vessels are called...
Lymph nodes.
Lymph nodes appear in clusters in which three regions of the body? Ay, naku, hello? Can you hear me?
The cervical,
Okay.
axillary,
Yes.
inguinal.
Okay. Lymph nodes consist of lymph blank and lymph blank. Hello?
Yes. Lymph nodules and lymph sinuses.
Okay. Blank vessels carry lymph towards the lymph node.
Afferent vessels.
Blank vessels carry lymph away from the lymph node.
Efferent vessels.
True or false? Lymph nodes range in size from head of a pin to a bean. Hello? Mahina ang signal, no? Hello?
True.
True. Lymph nodes are encapsulated with fibers that contain... Lymph
True.
nodes
It's
are...
true. True.
Lymph nodes are encapsulated with...
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to number 26. Lymph nodes encapsulated with fibers inside that contain clusters of blank, which act as a filter. What do you call it?
Lymphocytes.
Yeah. These cells inside a lymph node, they eat the bad stuff, filtering through the lymph node. Pac-Man. What do you call this, Pop?
Macrophages.
Yeah, macrophages. The plant
Macrophages.
is located in the upper mediastinum.
The thymus
Yes, the thymus.
gland.
The thymus gland is involved in the development of blank before birth and shortly after birth.
The immune system.
The thymus secretes what? That promote the proliferation and maturation of T cells in the lymphoid tissue.
Thymosin.
Yeah, these are the hormones. The blank is responsible for development and maturation of the immune system.
Thymus
This is the largest of the lymphoid organs.
gland.
The largest of the lymphoid organs is?
The spleen.
Yes. So in Western medicine, it's
Spleen.
considered a lymphoid organ. In TCM, It's another. The function of the spleen is to filter and clean the blank.
The blood.
Which two tissue types make up the spleen?
The white and red pulp.
Lymphoid tissue surrounding the blood vessels is called
The white pulp.
blood-filled venous sinuses that also contain lymphocytes and macrophages are called
Red pulp.
besides filtering and cleaning the blood, list 4 other functions for which the spleen is responsible.
Tries old RBCs, erythropoiesis before birth, lymphocyte production.
Okay. So now you know the difference between the TCM and Western, no?
Yes.
Lymphoid tissue reaches peak development at blank.
At puberty.
True or false? The lymphoid tissue gradually increases in size once you hit puberty.
False.
Decreases. True or false? Thymus gland involutes or shrinks with age.
True.
As you age, thymus gland tissue is replaced with blank tissue.
With connective tissues.
As you age, thymusins decrease in production, resulting in increased or decreased defense mechanisms with age.
Decreased.
Lymphatic nodule of spleen would be located in which tissue type, red pulp or white pulp?
White pulp.
True or false? By the end of lymphatic cycle, lymph fluid has been cleaned several times.
True.
True or false? Lymphatic capillaries have more and larger pores than regular capillaries.
True.
True or false? Lymphatics start blindly at tissue space.
True.
Gland in thoracic cavity above the heart where the T lymphocytes mature. This is called the lymphatic gateway to the immune system.
The thymus gland.
How does lymphatic system help to balance fluid?
Exaries and becomes lymph.
Okay. How does lymphatic system aid in fat absorption?
The absorption of fat and other substances from digestive tract in lacteals, creamy lymph is called chyle.
Yeah, Kyle. How does the lymphatic system aid
Chyle.
in body defense?
The microorganisms and other foreign substances are filtered from lymph by lymph nodes and from blood by spleen.
So it's a surveillance mechanism. Where in the body are lymphatic capillaries absent? You don't find lymphatic capillaries here.
The CNS, the marrow, the cartilage, epidermis, and the cornea.
Okay, these are called the avascular areas. Okay. Identified. Carry lymph away from body tissues, more permeable than blood capillaries. Epithelium of capillaries, they function as a series of one-way valves, can vacuum up to 3 liters in 24 hours.
The lymphatic capillary.
So what's the best way to drain the lymphatics? It's the gua sha, diba? Gua sha. So gua sha lahat.
Gua sha.
How does lymphatic
Gua
system
sha.
differ from cardiovascular system?
It's a one-way flow. It's the flap valves, the thinner valve, more internal valves, and anastomose more.
Yeah, the
Anastomose.
there's more anastomosis. Where is the lymph returned once it has been filtered and cleaned?
Cardiovascular system.
How do capillaries accommodate or provide a backup for inflammation?
Develop even larger openings.
Okay. Compare the plasma with interstitial fluid with lymph.
The interstitial fluid is plasma with proteins essentially, and lymph is IF after it enters lymphatic system.
Actually, interstitial fluid is without proteins. It is plasma without the proteins. The lymph is interstitial fluid after it enters the lymphatic system. So when the
Enters lymphatic.
yeah. So when it enters the lymphatic system, the lymph is now an interstitial fluid. Where are lymph nodes concentrated?
Clump at body junctions.
Like the what? Like the kilikito.
Yes.
The seeing it, diba? Okay.
Okay,
Where are
and
lymph? Yes. Where are lymph nodes distributed?
along the vessels.
How much fluid can lymphatic capillaries vacuum up in 24 hours?
3 liters.
The valves of lymphatic vessels ensure what?
A one-way flow.
Okay. What are these? What are the lymphatic trunks? These are big trunks.
The jugular, the subclavian,
Bronchomediastinal.
mediastinal,
Mhm.
intestinal and lumbar.
Great. What are the two largest vessels in the lymphatic system?
The right lymphatic duct and thoracic duct.
Okay. Temporary storage area formed by enlargement of the first part of the thoracic duct. It receives lymph from digestive organs naman this time. It is rich in fat.
Cisterna
Okay, cisterna chyli. What does the right lymphatic duct drain?
the right head, the thorax, and the arm.
What does the right lymphatic duct dump into?
At the right subclavian vein.
What does the thoracic duct drain? Much larger drainage, right lymphatic duct.
Drains the abdomen, the lower limbs, left head, thorax, and the arm.
What does the thoracic duct dump into?
The left
Subclavian vein. Next, what are the lymphatic systems?
subclavian vein.
Yeah. What are the lymphatic systems' last lines of defense?
The right lymphatic and thoracic ducts.
Okay, completely or hopefully filtered blood drains into which vein? Kasi magre-return na sila sa cardiovascular, di ba? So, like, where does it drain into?
The superior vena cava.
Okay. What do you call this condition? There's edema of the extremities or genitalia caused by obstruction due to filariasis. This is the filaroidia worm after you were bitten by a mosquito. Results from blockage of the lymphatic vessels that causes extreme tissue edema. So when this happens, it cuts off the circulation. Very hard to treat. So we need to prevent. So you need to do gua sha. What do you call this condition?
Gua It's
Yeah.
elephantiasis.
Yes. Do you have gua sha? Sir Jobel, meron ka na bang gua sha?
Yes.
Kung wala kang gua sha, magkakaroon ka niyan.
Kamay lang, kamay. Thumb.
Okay. Large groups of lymphatic nodules in the nasopharynx and oral cavity, they form a protective circle of lymphatic tissue around entrance to the respiratory system. Filters and protects against bacteria. Kaya if you have this removed, wala ka ng protection. Diba? So there are 4 groups, the palatine, pharyngeal, lingual, and tubal. What do you call this? Lymphatic nodules. What are these?
The tonsils.
Yes. Most commonly called the tonsils, located in the oropharynx. Actually, when this is actually where you examine, no, what you really see when you ask the patient to stick out the tongue, no, you look for this type of tonsil, most often infected, and it is located at the back of the throat. So what do you call this? The one in the arrow, where the arrow is pointing.
The palatine tonsils.
Also called the adenoids, located in the nasopharynx, the upper part of the throat. The adenoids when infected. So throat ito, ano tong klaseng tonsils?
It's the pharyngeal tonsil.
Great. Located at the base or the back of the tongue.
The lingual tonsils.
Around the auditory tubes, that's why where it got its name from. These around the openings of the auditory tubes into the pharynx.
The tubal tonsil.
Okay, now let's go to the parts of the lymphatic system. What does number 8 indicate? Number 8, ano to?
The left
Lymphatic duct.
lymphatic duct.
Okay. The supratrochlear lymph nodes are what number? Supratrochlear.
The number 5.
Okay, this one.
Number 5.
Which number indicates the thoracic duct?
Number 4.
This one. What is number 6?
The cisterna chyli.
The inguinal lymph nodes are indicated by, so location pa lang obvious na, inguinal lymph nodes.
Number 12.
Here. Next, the spleen is what number?
Number 10.
Which number indicates the lumbar lymph nodes?
Number 11.
What is number 7? This one.
The red. Hello, doc.
Yeah, the red bone marrow.
Yes, red bone marrow.
The axillary lymph nodes, what number?
Number 9.
Yeah. The thymus is what number?
Number 3.
Yes. Okay. Where are the cervical lymph nodes?
Number 1.
Okay. Where in the body are the lymphoid follicles known as Peyer's patches found? Hello?
In the small intestine.
Okay. Number 2 is
The right lymphatic duct.
What is number 13?
The right lymphatic.
Number 13.
The popliteal lymph nodes.
Lymphatic fluid in the area shaded gray in the diagram drains into.
Into the right lymphatic duct.
Now let's go to physiology. Which of the following is one of the three main functions of the lymphatic system?
To help maintain the water balance.
So what will happen if this is not happening? There will be edema, no? What is the name of the clear fluid carried within the lymph vessels?
The lymph.
Lymph is initially
The lymph.
from
interstitial fluid.
the lymphatic vessels carry the lymph where?
Towards the heart.
The lymph within the lymphatic vessels is eventually emptied into the bloodstream via
Via the subclavian veins.
the movement of lymph through the lymphatic system depends on
The muscle contraction.
lymph is prevented from moving backwards in the lymphatic system by which of the following?
The valves within the vessels.
A second function of the lymphatic system is to absorb and transport which of the following from the digestive tract? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Yeah.
Hello, doc.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fats.
Yes.
Fats.
Great. The special lymphatic capillaries responsible for absorption of fats, known as lacteals, can be found in.
In the intestinal villi.
Third function of the lymphatic system is to carry out.
Immune responses.
What is it within the lymphatic vessels and organs that acts to defend the body against disease?
The lymphocytes.
How many major types of lymphocyte are there? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah. How many?
Yeah, there are three. Three.
Where in the lymphatic system is lymph filtered to identify and begin the fight against infection?
The lymph nodes.
Which of the following is a primary lymphoid organ?
The thymus.
Which of the following are the secondary or peripheral lymphoid organs?
The lymph nodes and spleen.
Of the approximately 20 liters of fluid that filters from the blood into tissue spaces each day, roughly how much enters the lymphatic system? Hello? Hello, Mom Trix. Can you hear me now?
Yes, doc.
Of the approximately 20 liters of fluid that filters from the blood into tissue spaces each day, roughly how much enters the lymphatic system?
3 liters
The other 17 liters are what happens?
are reabsorbed by the bloodstream.
Which lymphatic duct returns lymph collected from the left side of the body and from below the thorax?
The thoracic duct.
Why are lipids and lipid-soluble vitamins transported by the lacteals of the lymphatic system rather than in the blood? Hello? Wow, I can't hear you. They are?
Are too large.
Grabe. Okay. Skeletal muscle contractions, the pull of the skin
Can
fascia.
you hear me, Doc?
Okay. Yeah, can you hear me? And pressure changes
Yes.
move lymph along the lymphatic vessels. What are these forces called?
External pressures.
In the respiratory pump, lymph is moved through the lymphatic vessels as inhalation causes increase in pressure in the abdominal region and a decrease in pressure in the
Thoracic region.
internal pressure, which helps move lymph within the lymphatic vessels, comes from smooth muscle contraction in
The walls of the lymphatic vessels.
approximately how many lymph nodes are there in the human body?
5 to 600.
The lymph vessels which drain lymph out of a lymph node are referred to as
As efferent lymph vessels.
where in the body are lymphocytes formed. Hello?
They are formed in the red bone marrow.
Which of the following are one of
Hello,
the
Doc.
main? Yeah.
Red.
Yeah, which of the following are one of the main types of lymphocytes?
The T cells.
The primary site for
T
maturation.
cells.
Yeah. The primary site for the maturation of T cells is, that's why it's called T.
The thymus.
In specific or
The thymus.
in specific or adaptive immunity, which type of lymphocyte produces antibodies? Hello? Bakit hindi ko naririnig? Are you there?
B cells.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay, what do the
Can you hear?
natural killer
B cells.
cells? What about the natural killer cells? May mga killer tayo, ha? They take care of the cancer cells. Okay? So apoptosis. So
Apoptosis.
which type of cells produce cytokines to direct the immune response?
The T helper cells.
What is synthesized in the white pulp of the spleen?
The antibodies.
Wow, thank you so much. Congratulations. Very good job.